why are we talking about the moderate Muslims? The moderate Muslims are not the problem. They're just merely the shield that people hide behind, so that we can't critique extreme Islam.
Mm-hmm. Are we still live?
I just went back
I
live.
mean,
No, it's off air now.
No, I went back live.
Oh, we went back live.
Yeah, I just right now.
All right, we're back.
But yeah, I got to fix some stuff. But yeah, we're back live. I'm not going to keep it over too much longer. But at least we get to resolve this. And so, but the other one's privatized, so it's good. Nothing's going to happen. It's also too small. My resolution's too small for it to actually show anything. So, it doesn't trip anything. You still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, I'm tabbed out, so okay. Let me see if I can.
I'm really hoping for somebody to come in and argue a different point, because I feel like
Good luck with that.
I generally get pushback on this.
Well, the thing is, I think we all understand, we all look at the situation the same way, every time there's a terrorist attack, this type of religion is involved, and we just go, hey, maybe this religion is, helping this happen. And then these liberals, they'll just deny that. They'd probably die before they'd admit the truth at this point. Did y'all see the Kathy Griffin thing where she beheaded the president?
Yeah, see, I thought that was
and then got upset.
It was funny because I thought that was way over the top, right? I mean, you don't do that to any political leader, no matter what you think.
Yeah.
I would even do that to my worst political enemy. She was then contrite. She had about a minute video that she put out, which she's not even wearing makeup or anything, and she's like, I crossed the line. I'm very sorry. The very fucking next day, she's out there going, "Oh, Trump and his people are now bashing me on it." Motherfucker, you just sat there and said how you crossed the line. You were contrite, and that you're getting what a proper response, and now you're using it to your political advantage again, or her comedic advantage. I'm like, come on, Kathy Griffin, you're a fucking hypocrite. If you do something and then you say you're contrite about it, you don't just turn around the next day and go, "Oh, look, well they're picking me on it for it." Yeah, you fucked up. I mean, I thought it was disrespectful. And again, I'm not a big fan of Trump by any stretch of imagination, but again, I wouldn't do that to any political leader.
Right.
Not even Kim Jong Un. You just don't, because it comes across as no different than a terrorist.
And then you got people like Juan Williams on Fox News defending her for that. And I'm like, when is too far too far? You know what I mean?
There is
what does a liberal have to do? Yeah, to where they go, you know what? You might have went too far there, Jim, but they don't care.
Yeah, no, I'm all for comedic humor. I think that there's a huge line, a gray area of what comedic humor is. I get that, right? But she was not funny. There was no humorous value to it. So I don't even know where she was going with it.
But actually, kind of a counterpoint here as well. You guys catch the Bill Maher thing?
I heard about it. What happened?
So he was interviewing some senator. I can't remember what state he is. The senator's from.
Right?
Yeah, and the senator says, "Well, Bill, we'd love to have you come down and work on the fields with us." Mm-hmm. And he kind of looks at him and is like, "Work in the fields? No. I'm a house nigga."
Yeah.
And,
yeah, that crossed the line too, right? I mean, I he's a comedian.
Well,
but
did it?
Okay, wait. Let me rephrase that. It oh my God, it's so hard, depends how you look at it. He is a comedic for crossing the line. I don't think what he said was that far non-comedic, but it was just the wrong setting for it.
It was.
Yeah, it might have been on HBO on TV there, but I mean, it was a taste. It was in poor choice, whatever. But I mean, I loved the reaction from it. You got people that are calling for his show to get canceled, for him to get fired, all these other things now.
That's stupid.
For a comedian making for a relatively kind of extreme comedian making a extreme joke.
Right. Yeah. No, I don't think he should be fired or anything. I mean,
on HBO.
Yeah. No, that's what he gets paid to do.
Right.
I just think the form was inappropriate.
Right. And the double standard. Imagine if the white conservative would have said that. I bet you the world would have blown up. You know what I mean? CNN would have been breaking news. The racism is coming back.
Well, I mean, they do.
We would have had Anderson Cooper up there. Man, it would have been vicious.
You know what?
I didn't know. Did you know that every male anchor at CNN is gay? Anderson Cooper, Don Lemon,
a lot of them.
I didn't know that. I didn't know both of them were gay. Yeah, I was like, Jesus.
I know Anderson Cooper's gay.
CNN, that's the clown news network.
You know.
I didn't know Don Lemon was gay until he got drunk and was talking about kissing his boyfriend live. I was like, Jesus, this is real news, huh?
This is important news. Somebody kissing their boyfriend.
Yeah.
Skippy. It's like, really? That's newsworthy?
Only thing that I can even remotely trust is Fox News, as of right now. That's just remotely, you know.
I like Fox News, although they are.
It's good. It's the best. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I know people hate Fox News, but that's what I generally listen to. I like their format. I don't agree with them on everything. When Bill Riley says stupid shit like tides go in, tides go out, you can't explain that. I'm like, Bill, you're a fucking idiot. You know, but
I can't believe he got hit with that sexual harassment. That came out of nowhere. I did not see it coming. It happened so quick too, didn't it? It was like sexual harassment one day, and then like 3 days later, they got him off. That was crazy.
Well, it seemed like there was a lot of fire.
Do you guys think he did it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And they tried to get Hannity, but apparently Hannity, he got out and defended that very quick.
Yeah, I don't
Hannity
think
was like,
Hannity,
nope, I ain't losing my job.
Yeah, I don't think Hannity. I think they were just trying to like spill over on Hannity. No, but I think. No, I mean, if you look at Bill O'Reilly's history, it doesn't surprise me. I mean, shit, I think Trump is a sexual predator too. So you know, he has been in the past. I mean, look at.
You got to be respectful. You mean President Trump?
Yeah. I mean, I think he's so narcissistic. Well, he's so narcissistic that he doesn't understand that certain things come across as predatory. You can't just go up and manhandle women. I'm not a feminist. I'm an anti-feminist. But even I know you just don't do shit like that. You know.
Wait,
so...
how much are you worth? A lot of money?
No.
Okay, I can tell you this. Now, I'm not rich, and I'm not poor, but I'm at the point where if a woman seen me, she'd know that I'd be able to buy a PlayStation 4 right on the spot. And
oh, there you go. That's
when you
what every girl looks
that
for,
money,
man.
Yeah, it really is.
Tell that guy you don't need a big dick. You just need a PlayStation 4.
Yeah, you just need a stack of cash. You don't need no big penis. Yeah. Big penis is overrated. You can have a big penis to be broke. You know what I mean? That's not cool.
Sure. Well, I've actually chicks tell me they don't like that because it hurts too much. I've been told mine was perfect size. I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Well, this stream just went down the deep end.
Granted,
that's them being kind.
Granted, it was Sokka that.
Yeah,
told me
man. Wow.
Whatever. You know.
This is all because the old bloke was laying on his bed with his dick out and his balls showing, isn't it?
I didn't even. You know what? I barely could. The resolution was so low. I barely could see anything. Then I just moved the thing. You can't see anything from the outside because I closed it all out.
One thing we miss is that's how liberals argue. Like, you know, that guy wasn't supporting what we were saying. That's why he came in here and trolled us. And instead of coming in here and saying, "Hey, I believe that Islam is good because this, and this," he just called us niggers and showed us his penis. Like that was all he had.
Well, I doubt that because that's not the first time people have tried to do that. Now, granted, I usually take more safety measures. This time I was a little lax because I'm tired and this was an open house. But you know, I learned from my mistakes, so you know it won't happen again.
Well, there's a thing going on 4chan right now where they just type in like /hangouts into Google and they find anywhere where they can find a hangouts link and they go in and they basically start saying racial slurs and porn bombing it.
Yeah, that's their whole. That's their whole.
That's what happened. That's what happened to Ronnie.
Yeah,
and why he's no longer allowed to have hangouts.
Yeah, because like I said, mine was so low resolution you couldn't see anything. Therefore, I keep it that way for a reason. I don't keep it on high res, and also I put it already private, so there's nothing for there's nothing to report.
Right.
Well, you couldn't see much because your computer's crap.
Yeah, you got to get.
I saw the whole fucking thing.
Yeah, it was wrapped up like a package too.
It was a really old bloke that was laying on a bed.
Ooh, wow!
Was the video?
Man.
But it sounded like a young kid that was just showing a video and voicing over.
He used a virtual webcam.
Yeah, people that are trying to get in, I've already closed the Hangout. So if you're not somewhere you know, you've got to actually message me, and I've got to check your channel out, and then I'll bring you in. Yeah.
I would like to pick up Soccer on one thing though. What he said earlier on, he was a bit pissed off that nobody was challenging him. So I'll slightly challenge him on one bit. Well, if that's all right. Unless we moved on.
You're slightly challenged, so go ahead.
Walked into that one.
Yeah, you did.
Well, it's the slightly that I'm a bit miffed about.
All right, take him on. Go ahead.
But anyway, no, it was just the aspect of ask the question. If these Muslims, these moderate Muslims, all turn around and say these people are not Muslims, They do not follow the faith. They are totally outside of Islam, and they are nothing to do with us. What is it to do with them at all that they should be involved? Why should they do anything? Why isn't it up to the state to do something for state security purposes? What is it that? Why is it their business? What is the argument behind that, or against it, of what they're saying?
The argument against that is that when you have a responsibility to within your own culture to police people, you can't be upset if somebody does it for you and you get lumped in with them. Germany in World War II, China during Mao's slaughter across there, wherever. It doesn't really matter what it is. It doesn't matter that the majority of people might not have the same ideology as people that are committing the crimes out there, but the first line of defense is within that culture itself. Like, how did you guys let it get to this stage? These people are hiding in mosques. These people are hiding within these communities there.
That's right.
They need to be smoked out. And if they're not going to smoke these people out themselves, then don't be upset when the government comes in and starts closing down mosques, starts raiding raiding mosques, arresting people that associate with them. That's at that point in time, if you want to avoid that situation, then you better take in a very active participatory role in stopping this extremist behavior. And if you don't, when you get lumped in with this group and marginalized because of it.
Okay. I mean, the answer to that I would have, I think there's a couple of things, but and they're both very closely linked. One is community punishment on the basis of others doing something, and then the innocent get to take the blame and the punishment at the same time, and that's not a part of our society unless you're a teacher or you're just complete twat. The other one is the way that Western societies have actually developed. Our society is innocent until proven guilty, and that is a very key aspect to our Western societies. And so the last thing that you want is somebody to suffer who is actually innocent. Yes, it does happen occasionally, but it is much better for society, and that's why we have innocent until proven guilty, that a guilty person actually goes free rather than an innocent person suffers a bad decision. And that total way of thinking that is within our minds totally goes against the concept of lumping everybody in. Now, clearly, there are a lot of people who would like to lump all these people together and stereotype them all.
I'm one of them, and I'm open about that.
Yeah. There are a lot of people that want that, but a role of a government, if they've got values and principles, which is at the bottom line, the law is sacrosanct, innocent until proven guilty, democracy, freedom of speech, all those other freedoms that we've got and all that. It's really difficult for a government that is on the basis of that, with a legal system like that, to then turn around and do it the other way. And so in some ways, when you're talking about policing, if your role is to police, there is only one organization that is there to police, and that is the police. It is not the voluntary organizations or associations that apparently are stated to be the representatives of every single person who is of one particular creed or religion or color or whatever. That would be my argument against that.
Right. Maybe when I use the term police, I'm not just talking about vigilante justice here. I'm talking about cooperating with the authorities to make sure that these things don't happen, or that they're reduced, or at least that there's an active role that you can see that the majority of the group is standing out and they're doing something about this. And what I mean by and I'm not saying that at any point in time to, cause undue like physical harm or necessarily persecute the innocent. What I'm saying would be more along the lines of, well, maybe I guess they could persecute the innocent. If a problem gets out of hand, that any course of action that follows, when I say that people are going to get lumped in, whether it's mass immigration, whether it's separating them, like I don't know, put them in the camps of the Americans, but the Japanese and during World War II, or anything like that, any type of position that they target the broad group instead of just the people that might be the extremists within that group. Well, those things will affect the innocent. Now, it's not to say that those people are going to necessarily suffer. Like if they do mass immigration, hey, it just happens, whatever. What I'm saying is that if you don't step up and start taking care of your own communities, start policing your own communities there, in the sense that cooperating with authorities and making sure that you're standing out as the main vocal opponent to these extreme ideologies, then don't be surprised when somebody steps in and starts doing it for you.
Yeah.
For example, let's say the good example, like the example I gave was the invasion of privacy for some people might have within their mosques, within their communities or whatever, by the government, because they have no support within those communities to help weed out the extremist views within there. Well, then the freedoms of the whole group will be sacrificed, whether it's their privacy or whatever, so that the larger country or whatever can maintain a safe place for everybody else in the country.
Yeah, I understand that. But those sorts of things would only come up if we were involved in a world war, for want of a better word, of us, the West, against Islam, or Islam against the West. That's the only time that interment comes in.
One big thing we're missing is that what is one thing Muslims don't do that the West probably does the most? And a lot of people never put this together, but in the West, we actually eat a lot of bacon.
Bacon.
And those Islamic terrorists, yeah, exactly, and they can't eat bacon. So you guys got to understand why they're so pissed off. If you can't eat bacon, goddamn it, I'd want to blow some stuff too. I mean, so just make sure you look at Willie. Just make sure you remember that. That's
I'm telling you, man. You got to be able to go to Jack in the Box to get them baconators, baby. Baconator.
Muslims.
And not only that, they have the double. Yeah, they have the double baconator.
The double bacon. That's right.
Double bacon.
So that's why in the West, we're not radical because we have bacon, and they don't. That's how you make a radical society. You take away pork. Man, that's rough.
Did you know?
Corn. Did you know?
Radical society.
Sorry, Doctor. Did anybody else know that in Middle Eastern countries there are actually pig farmers, and they raise pigs and rear them and breed them and farm them for the Christian communities that are in their societies and for the tourists. So there's a few little extra bits within Islam that allows them to deal with certain things, but not eat it. Which is where the really interesting bit is is those bullets dipped in pork blood and whatever. So but there are licensed pig farmers out there.
Yeah, and I also wanted to ask, why in Islam, in certain places, is it so okay to degrade your wife? Now I know women can be naggy. I got one, and she doesn't shut up. And I can see why a guy like, you know what, I'm just taking away your rights because you're abusing them. And
I wait to hear the frying pan come upside your head any moment.
Oh hell no! Yeah, no, that's not happening.
We got discipline. The new people.
Ain't that right, Dave?
By the way, I have it so you can't we can't be porn bombed or anything like that.
Yeah, we can always let's profile them by their name.
John, who are you?
That's the prize.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey.
So,
So are all topics welcome?
Yeah, what you got?
no Justin Bieber.
No. Who wants to debate the age of consent laws?
Come on, man.
Not really much.
I think
to
it's
debate,
too
though.
low. Yeah, I mean,
No,
isn't it 16 in the UK?
No, I think 18
What is it?
I think 18 is fine. 16 in some
18 in the
states,
UK?
depending on how old you
Yeah,
are. I
I
mean,
was 16.
I mean, it depends on where you are. I can't imagine going lower than 16. That just seems kind of strange.
No, yeah.
So why is a sophomore? I'm sorry, a junior in high school okay, but not a sophomore in high school not okay?
Well, there's a thing called. Ever heard of the Romeo and Juliet law?
No, you said 16 is okay, not 15. So I'm asking,
Right.
why is a junior okay, but not a sophomore?
Well, the sophomore and junior has something to do with age. You can be a junior, sophomore, and be younger or older. That's just,
Right.
But the age.
Right,
is,
but
the age is-
generally
right,
speaking,
sure, the
16
age,
is junior, 15 is sophomore.
the age is a line of demarcation we've established because there is no.
We haven't
way-
established it. It's not the same all over America.
Well, but
Okay.
states' rights. But states can pick what they want. I mean, if they say 16, then
Here.
that's what it is, right?
If you believe,
Hey, Steve, can I answer
if you
this?
believe they're
Yeah,
all
go
children. No, but hold on. If you believe they're all children, if you think they're all children, why would it be a states' rights issue? Shouldn't it be a federal law?
No, not necessarily. Why would it be?
If they're children, because if you think they're children and they're morons and they're being taken advantage of by pedophiles, you protect children federally, not state by state.
But
You
again,
make it a federal law, not
Romeo
state
and
by state then.
Juliet laws are somebody who's 18 and 16. There's only a 2-year difference there. They don't feel like that's warranted to.
You know how many 18-year-olds get registered as sex offenders? There's Romeo and Juliet laws are not even the same all over America.
Right. Nobody's claiming that they are.
You're just assuming things and making up stuff. You haven't actually
I'm
researched
not assuming anything. We've taled about this topic many
Yeah,
times. I don't know. You haven't made an argument for anything. You just said stuff. I don't even know what your position is. I have no idea what your position is so far.
I don't know if you're for it or against it.
Yeah,
the way
no,
you're talking. Yeah,
you've not said anything of any consequence on this. You just said let's talk about the age of consent.
Yeah.
I actually have 3 things on this. It's not one thing. So for one, the first main part is it's morally wrong to put a human being in jail and ruin his life just because he had sex with a young woman, not a child, a young woman. The second part is, for those who disagree, as I know some people will disagree, all I'm asking is at least be consistent. If you say, I think it's 16 and not 15, then be consistent and say 16 all over America. Don't say it depends on the state. And third, the third part of this, if you still disagree with me, if you think, no, it should be state by state, then be consistent in life. Don't tell me a 16-year-old can't have sex, but he can drive a car, have a job, or, join the military. Some people join the military very young. Don't say things like, well, they can go to an R-rated movie, but they can't drink alcohol. They can rent a car at 25, but not drink alcohol till they're 21. Don't say a senior in high school, hold on, one more thing.
Sure.
One more thing. Don't say a senior in high school, a 6'2" quarterback who has a goatee, who's a quarterback for his team, is a child, and magically when he turns 18, they all of a sudden become adult and mature then, and they're adults then.
I want to just say this. I will not allow John to watch any of my kids.
Yeah, no
I'm
shit.
just throwing that out there right now.
Here's the problem that I've seen.
What if your kid was 18? Would it be okay with you then?
Well, here's
Oh,
the
hell no.
Well, here's the
No,
problem.
So
not
what's the
because,
difference? So then be consistent.
here's-
Say, I don't want John to watch any of my kids, even if he's 40.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's the problem I
Okay.
see with John's argument. He takes multiple different issues and all throws it into one pot. It
Yes,
doesn't
he
work
does.
that way.
Well, I'll tell you why I'm doing that. Because
there are reasons.
if I stayed on, yeah, I'll tell you why. Yeah.
Let me finish because I let you finish. There are reasons why
You're right.
people do not allow drinking for under 21. There's a reasons why this has been a social norm. Okay, we have normative things that we've established.
I know where
by
you're going
society.
with this.
Right.
Let's save
If
time.
you-
I know
if
where
you-
you're going with this.
Okay, well, if you want to change that, then you are free to have advocacy positions to change these
for one,
things.
so I get that. When you say I'm throwing 3 things in a box, I'm saving everyone time. If I just said one thing, everyone will come at me and say, John, this is why I think you're wrong, and I'm addressing their second and third points because I already know what you're going to say. You're going to say state by state. It
Yes.
depends. It depends who you're asking. So I'm addressing all those things at once. I'm saving time.
Could I throw something in here right quick?
Sure.
I love
there, partner.
I really love Google. This is federal law. What is the age of consent? Federal law makes it criminal to engage in a sexual act with another person who is between the age of 12 and 16 if they are at least 4 years younger than you.
Right.
Each state takes a different approach. Huh? Yeah, but he was saying federal doesn't have anything to say about it. They do.
No. I didn't say no. I didn't say that. One of the guys on the I don't know his name was saying how society has drawn a line, and I'm telling him, as he acknowledged, there is no one line in society. It's just state by state. In most of America, it's legal to be with someone under 18. In most of America, it's 16. In some states, it's 17, and in some states, it's 18.
I still don't understand.
Hold on, I'd like to hear what Heavy was saying.
But you
Heavy was reading something out, and I'm not sure he finished.
Yeah, but like I said, federal law. What I just said said between the ages of 12 and 16. That is wrong.
What's that 4-year bit?
Let's go by your own argument. Let's go by that. Okay, no, you brought up a good point. Federal law is 12 to 16. When you have a broad thing like 12 to 16, that's not drawing a line. That's drawing a broad line.
Well, they said 16, not 16.
Sorry, Heavy Hauler, did you say 12 to 16?
Yeah, it says federal law makes it criminal to engage in a sexual act with another person who is between the age of 12 and 16.
That makes no sense because it's legal. It's see. That's another thing about these. I'll tell you what. That's another thing about.
Do you think legal consent at 13?
Yeah.
You can't go under 16. This is what I'm trying to say.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that is true. You're right. You cannot go under 16.
That's state by state. Federal set a guideline. It said, okay, thou shalt not cross this line.
So I guess you disagree with the other guy who brought up the Romeo and Juliet laws. What if a guy was 17 and a girl was 15? Is that not Romeo and Juliet?
Yeah, I have no problem with that.
Yeah. So, but this is what I'm saying, guys. These laws are very.
You're trying to turn on your gain a little bit. People are on the outside chat says you're too loud.
Is it too low? Is it too low?
No, it's too loud.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, sorry, guys. I'm not trying to overpower anyone. I'm sorry, guys.
I see what you.
I wasn't trying to be rude or disrespectful. Go ahead, guys.
No, I was just reading it again. It says if they are at least 4 years younger than you. So
that's the interesting bit.
So if you're 20 years old and you have sex with a 16-year-old, you're okay.
Yeah, but see, this is the thing. There's lots of places where 18, 19, 20-year-olds have had to register as sex offenders and been put in jail.
I think that's stupid.
These laws, when people read me these laws and give me the law argument, the laws are not even consistent. A lot of prosecutors don't actually go after people, or they go after people who don't deserve to be going after. How many 18-year-olds? Just go on Google right now. Type in 18-year-old registered as sex offender.
I don't think anybody's disagreeing with you. It is arbitrary. All I've said is
there are people who disagree. Let's ask the room. Is there anyone in this room who thinks?
John, listen to me. You're eating your microphone. Take a step away from your mic a little bit. The live chat's going nuts because all you hear is you don't need a deep.
Sorry, he didn't have dinner.
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
Oh, that's much better.
Much better. Okay, now go ahead.
Guys.
I'm sorry. That's amazing.
Sorry.
Your microphone is not a tasty treat.
Yeah,
I understand. I thought it was a lollipop. Right?
It's not a penis.
Oh,
relax. Let's not have the sexual insults here. Come on.
We just got homosexual in here real fast. Homophobe.
So let's ask the people in the room. Let's not make any assumptions. Is there anyone in this room who thinks if a 20-year-old is with someone underage, he should go to jail, register as sex offender?
What do you mean underage?
Depends what you mean by underage.
Under 18? Or like 12?
I guess no. I'm saying underage legally means in some states 16, 17, 18.
18, no. 16, it's questionable.
Okay, so so whoever said no one in this room is disputing me, you're wrong. Obviously, one guy said it's questionable.
Right.
Well,
I think we all say this. It
by
depends on your state.
Hold on. Can I say something here? Okay. First off, so one of the problems that arises with this is that most countries will have a set limit. Okay. So for example, Canada, you go up to Canada, age of consent is 16. That's because it's a federal law that's been brought in there. In the U.S., because the U.S. is a federation of states, is that they reserve the rights that every single state's allowed to make their own laws, except for when the federal government passes a law that supersedes all other laws out there.
Yeah,
all right.
Federal mandates laws. Yeah, federal laws.
Okay, federal mandates. At this point in time, I'm not aware of any federal mandates in the U.S., so they've been perfectly content with keeping this as a state issue. That's going to come down to the people within those states and how they choose to vote for this. If enough motivation gets out there, then something could get passed as a federal mandate. But I mean, that just has to do with the political climate or the way that the politics and law readiness in countries.
And that's one of the reasons why I question this political, legal, like lawyer talk in this country. If people say gays should be with gays, okay, fine. Transgender teenagers should have rights. Okay, fine. Heterosexual men have sex with young women. Oh, pedophile, sex offender, put him in jail. Then. What is the logic on this?
John,
If a gay man did a gay 15-year-old, he'd go to jail.
Yeah,
like
John,
what
let me
are we
ask you
talking
something.
about?
But if he was with a
hang
gay
on.
16-year-old, he would go to jail.
Yes,
Then no.
John, what is it you're advocating for? That all laws turn to be 18?
No,
What
not
is-
at all. I said
what is- what
I
is your-
said
what is
three
your-
things. I don't know if you were in the room when I said the three things. I said,
I'm the owner of the room, so yes, I've been here.
okay,
from
so
day
I said
one.
those three things. I said, one, you don't put a human being in jail and ruin his life. Two,
No,
if
no,
you
no, no,
disagree,
no, you can't just wait one at a time. Okay,
Sure,
so a
okay.
50-year-old man and a 6-year-old, you're okay with that?
I said young women. I didn't say
But
children.
you see how arbitrary you yourself
No, you didn't hear what I said. I
Okay.
said men with young women, not children.
What is your definition of young women?
You don't have to ask my definition.
I do
There's
have to ask you
bi-
definition. This is your
Yes,
argument.
he does.
No,
We gotta
no,
know
no,
this.
let me finish. Don't get emotional. Let me finish. When a person says to you, "young women,"
I wanna know
it's
what you
not
mean by
okay. Let me finish. I'm going to explain something to you very logically here and factually. When a person comes into the room and says, "You don't put a guy in jail for having sex with a young woman," and you say to him, "What's your definition of a young woman?" There is no such thing as your definition. There's a biological definition of what a young woman.
What is the biological definition of a young woman?
Oh, why don't you go research it yourself?
It's your
Type it up right
argument,
now.
John.
Yeah.
So you're saying when
John,
someone
wait a minute, guys.
You didn't hear
guys.
what I said. You
Guys,
didn't hear what I
listen-
said.
guys, listen to me
It's
very-
not my opinion.
John,
There's a bias.
please don't interrupt me. Listen to me.
Just tell us then.
If you give
Just
an
tell
if you
us.
give an argument, I don't know how you ever. I don't know if you understand how arguments work in Hangouts.
I don't know if you understand. There's a dictionary
John,
out
all
there.
right, did you give us your I don't have to make your argument for you.
Okay, then no. Rephrase your question. Don't say to me.
What
give
is
us
it?
your-
Okay.
No, rephrase
What
your
is
question.
your
stipulative
Don't say to me. Don't
wait.
say to me. What is
John.
your argument? Your opinion. It's not
John,
my
I'm not
what
asking
is
argument. My
for your
your
opinion.
speculative
What are you?
definition
I'm
of a
asking
young woman?
Yeah, I'm asking you to define your terms. So your
It's
term
not.
is.
But it's not my term.
You're
it's a
using
scientific
it.
term.
Right, so what
it's
does
a
it mean?
scientific term.
Okay,
But you're
then-
using
Tell us
You're
what it
using
is.
it.
Guys,
John.
guys,
John,
Steve,
hang on.
guys,
Yes.
Steve, can I go,
Soccer,
please?
What?
I find it
Kareem?
amazing that heterosexual men are disagreeing with me. You guys check out teen porn all the time, I'm
All
sure.
right, nobody's
What a bunch of
disagreeing with
hypocrites.
John. Here's the thing.
I'm in the
Okay.
greenies. What are you talking about?
Yeah, this
I-
is,
don't tell me none of you guys go to
Okay.
porn and watch
John,
baby
Okay,
John,
porn.
hey,
cheerleader
we're
porn,
getting
college porn.
John, this is how this
John,
works.
we're getting off
This is how this
the
works.
topic here.
This
Okay,
is how this works.
The
This is how
hypocrisy of our
this is-
democracy.
Guys, stop. This is how this works. John, when you come in and
Yeah.
make an argument, either you answer the questions or you leave. That's it. We don't play these little games where we have this little sophistry going on. I don't deal with sophistry. I ask you a question, you answer. You don't tell me to go look it up. If you want to make an argument about men having sex with underage women, you tell me what you mean by young lady.
All right,
or
can
get the fuck out.
I defend that before you kick me out of the room? I'll
All you
answer
gotta
your
do is
question.
answer the question. It's not that
I'm not
hard.
gonna dodge your question. I'm gonna answer, but just in my defense, when someone gives you a scientific, factual argument, and you say to them, "What is your opinion? What is
I'm
your
not asking
definition?"
your opinion. What is the scientific
now
argument?
you're interrupting. Now you're interrupting me. What you have to understand is this is not asking me. It's chocolate better than vanilla, or Lakers better than the Yankees.
Yeah, you know what,
Dodgers
John?
better-
Bye-bye. You're
There's
just
a science-
trolling.
Yeah,
Well,
young
Steve,
girl isn't
hold on, Steve.
scientific.
Hold on. Jeez.
He's
Yeah, you know,
trolling. He's
he-
trolling. Get the fuck out.
He's
He,
trolling.
he wasn't trolling.
Yes, he was
Yeah.
trolling. People know this guy from
Yeah,
other
he's
Hangouts,
trolling.
Soccer. He does the same thing in other
Yeah.
Hangouts. I just got a message from somebody saying I come into Hangouts to troll, and I put it on my video. So yeah, we're getting
Yeah.
inundated with trolls. So yes,
That was the avatar with the big tits. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
so,
darn, I didn't
All
get
right,
a
fine.
chance. I didn't get a chance to argue with him. And say, honey, I watch old fat hairy men porn.
Yeah.
Come on.
I have no
That
use
video's
for
gonna
sophistry
pop
and
up on his
trolling.
Oh,
channel
you and
there,
I
too.
would have had some fun with that.
Man,
Yeah, I have no use for sophistry and trolling. Yeah, everybody in the life
what
feels
was I
like trolling.
saying?
Yeah.
Oh, I better go then.
Yeah.
Flaccidry.
Yeah, if somebody, you know what's funny is it's not even a bad argument for somebody to make if they want to have to talk about that subject.
It's like he make points. He's just in here just talking trash. That's what I heard.
Yeah,
He's
he's
like,
too
"Hey."
stupid. He's
Okay.
too stupid to even actually know how to
I
make
listened to his
formulate arguments.
videos.
Yeah.
You're just
Yeah, I
talking
listened to his
shit.
videos.
Yeah,
and that's what he
Here,
does.
let
His guy's name is RG Juggo or something or other, and if you go to his YouTube channel, it's all him prank calling channels. That's all it is.
Yeah.
So with that here, this is the problem with the argument. This is where it kind of fell apart, is that there is no science definition of what constitutes a young woman, and
Exactly.
I think that the first thing that people need to realize is that the age of consent laws, the ages that we set are arbitrary. They are. That's why there is a variation within the different states where they are, whether it's 16, 17, or 18. The reason why these things exist in the first place was that there's actually a huge historical kind of movement for this, where you go back 1,000 years. especially European societies at that time, or even farther back than that. Yeah, you can take this right back to like early Jewish culture. The designation of when somebody became a man or a woman was usually at a young age. Bar mitzvahs is a good example, like the rite of
12 or
passage for
13.
yeah, like that was when somebody was became a man according to Jewish tradition. So you can see that traditionally, where we thought that somebody became an adult was at a much younger age. Um, for females, it was even worse because they viewed it as kind of once they got their first menstruation, then all of a sudden they've crossed over into womanhood. But we know now that that can happen as young as 11, 12 years old. So that doesn't make it a really good point for them. But that was the main criteria for something to be considered a woman at that time or a man at that time. Or these for women it was first menstruation. For men it was just an arbitrary kind of date around roughly the same time that females were considered to become women. This went on for a really long time. You could actually go back and you'd see Catholic Church documents that actually first laid out some of the first consent laws in the 10th, 11th century, around there, that put the ages at I think it was 12 and 11 years, somewhere around there.
Yeah,
But even that's not too far
Saki,
off when you take a look at that.
But Saki, here's the thing: these things
All right,
change.
fine, go ahead.
Hang on, these things change.
Yeah, okay. I know, and I'm getting to that point. So
can you reel it in a little bit? Other people want to like join in the conversation, maybe.
well, yeah, you wouldn't let me talk to him about this, so now I gotta talk now.
Go ahead.
So this is because there is no real factor that you can actually point to and show the difference between a man or a woman. They said it at these times here. It wasn't until literacy rates started picking up that we realized that that the learning curve for a child was more extreme than an adult. Is that when we teach people how to write stuff, there was a certain point where you wouldn't be considered a fully an adult then until you got to a certain point where you had a certain amount of knowledge, because now you can communicate on the same level with adults because writing became the new thing to kind of as the arbiter of when you.
Saka?
You cut out for anybody else?
Yeah.
That kind of justify the age of consent now are relatively modern. I bet most of us can point to grandparents or great grandparents that were married off at really young ages as well. So the entire concept of childhood and the concepts of age of consent are social constructs that allow a point where they can fully develop before they can dive into things like starting a family, growing up, getting to that age right there. And because of that, it's a really kind of thing, and it could be pushed back. There's good arguments being made that says that age of consent laws should be pushed back beyond 18, depending on brain growth. But culture and society don't allow that because we interject people into a sexual culture at a much younger age now.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like I said, these are, like you said, they're social constructs. This guy had no argument. He just basically came in, threw out a bunch of shit. If you come in and you tell me to go look something up that you're advocating for, you're already done. You're automatically done. There's no further discussion.
I don't even think he knew the number. That's why I told you.
I don't think he did either. That's why I know he's trolling.
Advocating that other people go look up teen porn. So
yeah,
right.
The article that Heavy put in the side. The article that Heavy put in the side is very interesting.
That's what I was reading from earlier.
Yeah, it says after it talks about the 12 to 16, if they're at least 4 years younger than you, it says each state takes a different approach, as the age of consent has ranged from 10 to 18. Some states, like California and New York, set an age at which all sexual intercourse is considered statutory rape. For example, a state might set the age of consent at 18. In this hypothetical state, two 17-year-olds who have consensual sex could both theoretically be convicted of statutory rape.
And that's disturbing. Of course, I'd never advocate for something like that.
Very disturbing.
What's that for?
To me, anyway.
Yeah, I mean, oh my God, if 17 was statutory when I was 17,
12 to 16. When you have a broad thing like 12 to 16, that's not drawing a line.
I'm getting feedback here right now.
You cut out now.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Steve?
Can you hear me? Nope.
Yeah, you're good.
Oh,
yeah, you're good.
Oh, well, Heavy can't hear me.
Well, it was like you went quiet there for a moment, and I didn't hear you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I got a low threshold. So I'm sorry, Sock. I know you want to play with them. I get that, but I have a very low threshold for trolls right now. After we just got porn bombed, that I don't want to take the chance of even though they couldn't do anything because I had it minimized, but still, it's just not really worth it. Worth it.
Yeah. The reason why I looked that up because I really didn't know much about it, so I looked it up and found this what the Heretic was reading from, and I'm like, yeah, some of these states are kind of all over the place, but the federal, it's so weird though. It's
yeah, but then I mean, these types of discussions go from 17 and 16, two men and a horse. It's like, oh, come on. It's just like these conversations get denigrated so much into one thing or another. It's like I don't care anymore. It's like I find them to be just ridiculous.
So
the point is that like these are social. The entire concept of childhood is something that on the most part is kind of an artificial construct that we think of it kind of as a moral imperative that we need to protect. Okay, and if the laws changed and said that the age of consent is now 18, 19, 20, whatever, because we view that these people are still should be considered a protected group. Fucking smile and deal with it, because that's what the law says. That would shift with societal pressure. As people culturally kind of accept that as the terms. And same thing if it goes lower, if it goes down to 14, whatever. No one's forcing you to have sex with a 14-year-old at that point in time.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a law, then that's a law. That's the way that society moves. They figure that that's the only age that people need to. The only age that we have to protect for until we consider people responsible to do things on their own. I think that where it's at right now, 16, 17, 18, is fine. I think and the reason why I think it's fine is because I'm part of the society that thinks it's fine too. You don't see a lot of people arguing with that.
There's a table at the bottom of that thing that Heavy provided, and there's a couple of good examples of some really interesting stuff. So it's all about what is the age of consent, and then is there an acceptable difference between ages? In other words, can you have sex with somebody below the age of consent as long as you are not X number of years older than them? In Hawaii and in Maine, the acceptable difference between ages is 5 years.
Ooh.
Which means a 16-year-old could have sex with an 11-year-old.
No, I don't think it works that way. Isn't it only if it's 16 and 21?
No,
16
no, I don't think so.
Really, that doesn't sound right.
I don't know. I don't. No, because it's say for example Texas, the age of, it actually writes this. The age of consent is 17.
FYI, I am blocking Mr. Grimm. I have a rule. You start talking about people in here being pedos, you're done. Get the fuck out. People can talk about this stuff and not be fucking pedophiles. I'm tired of people throwing down that pejorative because there are fucking people that are pedophiles. And, to claim that anybody who talks about this stuff is a pedophile, you don't need to be in my live chat. You don't need to be in my hangout. You don't need to be part of the Great Debate community. Get the fuck out. Because that's what people do. I will ban Tommy Hall if he ever does it again as well. Enough for calling people fucking pedophile. Okay, Mr. Grimm, you're a dumbass motherfucking piece of shit who tells people that a cure for cancer is by smoking pot and eating baking soda. Go fuck yourself. Don't come back to my hangout, Grimm.
Hey, that was Grimm V. Stupid ass saying that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I tolerate enough from him. This guy is so goddamn stupid. People in the medical profession have told him he's a fucking idiot. He's actually talked to people like Hogtie and other people, explained to him that he doesn't know jack shit about cancer. Sam and other people. He thinks he knows what the fuck he's talking about. He's basically Ronnie, only for cancer instead of intelligent design. And he accepts the Electric Universe. I mean, this guy's fucking.
Okay, can I get back to what I was saying?
Yeah, please.
It just got real fast. Goddamn.
Yeah, well, I got a short thing right now because so many trolls. But yeah, I mean, by the way, is anybody going to miss Grim V? Yeah, I didn't think.
Who's Grim V?
Grimby is a
Yeah,
Grimby is a disgusting human being that advocates people to go seek alternative cures for cancer because chemotherapy. Hang on, Wolf. Like chemotherapy, he's against, and yet my brother lived another 10 years because of chemo, and he would have died 10 years sooner if he had not. So most of us have a vested interest in this. So Grim, you're a piece of shit. Get the fuck out of my hangout. Go ahead. Thank you.
I was just gonna say that Grim V is He's a schizophrenic, a mental patient.
Yes.
He's a science illiterate. Do not take his word seriously. That guy, he tries to sell. So don't even buy into that shit.
Yeah.
He's fake news.
I would. Yeah.
Yeah, I've tolerated him enough with this rhetoric.
Okay, so in Texas, the age of consent is 17. The minimum age is 14 with an age differential of 3 years. In other words, those who are at least 14 years of age can legally have sex with those less than 3 years older.
Okay.
Yeah. So you have an age of consent, and then you have an acceptable difference between ages. With Hawaii and Maine, the age of consent is 16, with an acceptable difference being 5 years.
Okay, that makes sense.
I think
11 years old.
No, I don't. See, I don't get that at all. I don't think it's 1611. I don't know. Maybe you're right, but I'll have to look in. You know what? I don't care enough to look into. To be honest with you, I just don't care.
I just think it's really interesting. It's really interesting.
Well, I think the takeaway that is
that's very close to just puberty.
Yeah, I think the takeaway it is a social construct. This conversation wouldn't even be relevant 150 years ago. They'd been like, "Oh, you're 14. You're over the hill." So things. So we, our idea of morality does change. I get that. I do think 14 is too young, but that's just my personal opinion. But I mean, I understand there's a lot of mature people out there. When I was 14, I would have thought different, right? I'd been like, oh, a 17-year-old wants to bang me? Hell, motherfucking yes. But of course, I wasn't getting laid when I was 14. But so, I mean, it's all an arbitrary thing. There's a distinct difference between that and somebody who's 40 sleeping with a 12-year-old. I mean, that to me is a completely different thing. And that's when these people like Grim trying to show, anybody who talks about this stuff, that's what they're advocating for. No, that's not. Nobody in here.
Wasn't the I can't remember where it was. It was age times 2, take away 6 or something like that.
It's
your age plus 7.
Half your age plus 7. Yeah.
Is that what it was? Half your age plus 7.
That is when it is socially acceptable for you to have sex with that person.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember reading something like that once. It's not a law or anything, but it's like the
no, it's
it's the unwritten bro rule. It's only cool if it's I
don't know if you read Canada's present laws and statutory rape and sexual exploitation of a minor, that basically is what it amounts to, is half your age plus 7.
That's my so that's your perfect that's my perfect woman would be 31 years of age right now.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Which actually is not far. I mean, that's okay with me. That's in the ballpark.
Well, and another problem that we're actually missing with this conversation, and we're missing it by a huge shot, is one, feminism is to blame for this. Because feminists are punking out their men and not letting their boyfriends/husbands be dominant and beat up the little boys trying to hit on his daughter. So far, Bacon is making jihadists and feminism is making child rape.
You've got it narrowed down.
Try to date my sister, he got to get his ass whooped a few times. You know what I mean? Like, you got to work to it. You can't just knock on the door and get it. You got to take one for the team twice. Feminism. I hate that they don't be dominant, I hate that. And then let their women boss them around their sisters. I'm not being sexist. I'm just saying, if she only weighs 110 pounds, she can't tell me to go do something.
I do think feminism has effeminated some men. I've seen some men that are just really.
You should have seen this guy I seen at Walmart.
I get it.
It was pathetic. I was like, man, grow a spine.
Get some balls. When your wife has a bigger set of balls than you do, you might want to.
Yeah, like a feminist dude would be the type of dude to like a dude come up and slap his girlfriend, and then he'd apologize to dude like, "Oh, was she in your way, sir? I'm sorry, she was standing there." Men, we need to come back and be dominant again, because right now the feminists.
I'm an old-fashioned type. I I believe in the opening the door for the women, women and stuff like that. And when a feminist says, "Oh, well, that's just disrespectful," It's like I'm sorry you feel that way, but you know what? That's the minority. I'm old-fashioned like that, and why should anybody be insulted by having shown respect? It's a sign of respect. It's like bowing in Japan or something,
Or paying for the bill. You know what I mean? Like, that's disrespectful. Come on, you just making stuff up
if
now.
everyone wants to take me out and treat me, I'm good for it. Doesn't happen very often, but hey, I'm down. You know, she can open the door for me. Whatever. Heavy would open the door for me, wouldn't you, Heavy? Heavy, would you open the door?
Hey, you're supposed to open it for me, honey.
Oh, God, is that how it works? I don't know how it works, man. I don't
mind being dominated.
I can just see these two guys standing there looking at each other like, you open it. No, you open it. No, you open it.
That's kind of like the conundrum that I posed to my family, which was, if my boyfriend and I got into a bit of domestic violence, whose side would you take? They didn't know. They couldn't answer that one.
Yeah, my problem is the women are too fast and open the door before I get to it to open it for them. I said, wait a minute, ain't this supposed to be another way, the other way around? One of them said, no, it's modern time now.
Yeah, really, right? I don't know.
Things change.
Well, like I said, not all feminists is the
change.
same. There's different groups among social justice warriors. Even some people think that like all women in pornography is rape. Some people say if they're actually it's the opposite, that women are empowered. So it all depends on your particular perspective.
Yeah, sometimes I'll tell them as slow as I am, you may as well close the door. I'll get there eventually.
Man,
if you had to wait for Heavy to open the door for you, you'd be starving to death before you even got fed.
Man.
Hey. Anarchy says, I held the door open for a feminist. I'm doing court next week.
I'm doing court next week? Yeah, they got you. Yeah. You took the bait.
Yeah, you took the bait.
You know what, though? That's the problem. And you know what else is causing these, I don't like to say it, but sometimes I use the term libtards to come up, is that kids aren't disciplined anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I see kids acting up in the store, and I don't never see like a mom or a dad just come and hit them with a flip-flop or something. And that's what children need, I'm telling you.
Yeah, no, I'm not against
because kids need discipline.
I'm not against the mild.
And not like, yeah, but sometimes you need to hit you in the chest. Yeah, you need to be punched in the chest to learn, hey, you can't disrespect your mama in front of me, okay? You know, they say it's only crime if you get caught. So
in some families, it's the mama that'll punch you in the chest. You mouth off to mama,
yeah, exactly.
mama's gonna whoop you.
You know, we got all these little sissies at these colleges. I can't even respect colleges anymore. You know, these people like, oh, a Harvard study came out. I'm like, yeah, okay.
We had
these Harvard kids are.
Ricky, we had this poor kid. This poor kid, right? He's like, I guess he's 17 or even 18 now. I don't remember. Would you guys remember when Josiah McClain first got to the community? And Josiah was in the hangout, and
he was 16 when he came in.
Okay, and his mom, and his mom. You heard this in the background. You hear this mom. She's like,
his mom whooping his ass for leaving the TV on.
Did you eat my sandwich, motherfucker? Boy, you better dominate my sandwich. I swear to God, I'm gonna whip your ass. And she did. Mom, no, stop, Mom. It was fucking.
Oh my God, dude, that's amazing.
Just here.
You hear this? And then he gets back on like damn sandwich, boy. Dude, he gets back on. He's like, yeah, no, it's all good, man. No, I didn't eat the bitch a sandwich. No, it's good. I'm like, you just got your ass handed to you by your mom. Man. Don't even try to front.
And then there was that time. Then there was that time Jason Burns' mom could be heard in the background. Are you talking to them atheists again? Get off that damn computer.
Oh God.
And him not a young.
Well, the best part about Josiah was sometimes it was his mom, and other times it was his sister.
Yeah.
They'd both whoop his ass.
He's so pussy whipped. The guy. I understand the kid now. I mean, he has a mom and a sister, and he probably has no man to look up to or anything. I don't know, and that's why he thinks like people like Kent Hovind is great, and Darwin's Deity is great, and those guys.
Who?
Darwin's Deity.
No. I know Darwin's Deity, but who is the other guy you're talking
Kent
about?
Kent Hovind.
No, the guy who got whipped.
Josiah.
Oh, Brojo. Josiah McClain. Brojo. You know Brojo. Yeah, you know Brojo.
Oh, I'm not going to talk any more about that anymore.
You can't talk bad about Brojo because he's a brother in Christ. I said brother. Not that he was black. Don't stop.
I know.
Brother in Christ. I mean, he is black, but yeah, no. I mean, but he's a brother in Christ because he's.
Stop oppressing me.
Keeping me down. But no, Brojo has got. Well, I thought he was getting better, but who knows? I don't know.
He's not.
He's not. Zulu's
he's back to sniping shit. So
Zulu.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do, man? Right? People don't want to learn their lesson. I like your avatar, by the way, Christian, man. That is a cool avatar.
Actually, you can thank CA for that.
Oh, did he make that one?
Yeah.
He made one for me too. I use it every so often. I have used it before. Anarchy wants.
You know, one thing I'm getting.
Go ahead, Ricky.
I'm getting sick of these celebrities telling me their political opinions like they're smarter than I am. You know what I mean? Let me tell you something. Every time I see Leonardo DiCaprio come out and tell me that it's going to burn me, the sun's going to burn me to death in 3-4 days, I'm getting sick of it. Can we hire like someone we need a conservative celebrity, you know what I mean? Like a really good one. That's what we need. Because Clint Eastwood, he ain't got much longer. You know what I mean? He's like 87 now. Clint Eastwood is who else is?
Well, there's Charleston Heston, but he's no.
I've never even heard of him, so yeah, it's not good enough.
Charleston Heston? Didn't he pass away? He was. I don't know. He was the president of the NRA. You got what's his name? From Catch Fever. You know.
That's Ted Nugent.
Ted Nugent, thank you. He's a
yeah, Ted Nugent. That's true. Yeah.
There's not a lot of them. That's
I guess
sure.
he's out there.
He touches kids though. So
that's good. Hollywood keeps him down.
Tim Allen.
Tim Allen. He just got canceled. Yeah, they canceled him, and his ratings were excellent. I read. So that tells you there's something going on there.
They were better than what the people were saying. That all the ratings were bad, and it turns out the ratings weren't as bad.
Do you think it was because it was a Christian show with a white male?
Or that he was playing as a Christian and it was a white male?
Yeah, hey. I'm telling you, Nate, the world's going down. And rap music, oh my lord, I'm getting tired of this rap music too.
I like some rap.
Mike Rowe, that's right, Mike Rowe. He's out there, but I don't know if I'd label him far right. I mean, not far right, but just right, because he's kind of.
The problem with rap is that it's not like the old school rap, right? I mean, it's not like you know, like Sugar Hill Gang. It's not like Run DMC. It's seriously just a 4x4 time with a beatbox and a drum synthesizer. There's nothing to it, right? I mean, I like Eminem. I think Eminem is one of the best rappers of all time. He just happens to be white, but I think he's one of the best. But yeah, I mean, I don't mind really good rap, but you don't have too many like Dr. Dre or Ice-T or it's just
Kanye West.
Kanye. Well, you know what? I don't like Kanye. I don't like Kanye actually, but it's okay. I mean, to each his own.
Ever since he had the meeting with Trump, I like his music a little bit better.
It's gone up a little bit.
I like it a little bit better. Not that much better, but a little bit better. Like Kanye is on the right side, I think.
Most people don't like Kanye West rap and him as a person.
Yeah, him as a person, he's a douchebag, but I like his music. And you know who else I don't like? I don't like Caitlyn Jenner or Bruce Jenner, whatever it is at the moment. Gender phobe, but I don't recognize transgender people to be legit. Does anybody in here agree with me on that?
What's that? I'm sorry.
Nope.
No?
We have transgender.
Oh, Heavy's with me. I see a transgender person.
No, he's shaking his head saying you wrong.
I disagree.
Oh, you think they're real?
Yeah.
Tell me why you think they're real. Well, not like real, like as they exist, but why you think they can change genders.
Well, there's a lot that go happen. Well, what I'm thinking is the way I look at it, it's like, okay, I'm gay, so obviously, so but so you have like gay, you have straight, and there's a range all the way through there, and from what I understand, sometimes in the womb hormones are released at different wrong times or something. Something happens, so it kind of affects. You can still be male, but your things can change, your sexual identity or whatever.
Okay.
It affects your mind, certain ways. And so some people are, as they develop and grow older, just something doesn't fit right. It's like mentally they're female, but physically they're male. Or it can be the other way around. Then you have the people that are born, they're obviously male, but they've got the wrong bits, you could say. So things happen. I mean, and it's not.
I don't know. That sounds very superstitious. That sounds kind of like you just kind of hey man, you in the womb, your mom she did a jumping jack, and now all of a sudden hormones over here.
It's just there's things going on with the hormones. Okay. There's different things. I don't know a lot about it, about the transgender thing or whatever. Mostly, I'm looking at it from being gay. That things do happen in the womb, as far as there can be misfirings in the hormones. They're released at different times, the wrong time, or too soon, or too late. It's really complicated, but that's the best way I understand
and still,
it.
I mean, like, Heavy, you're gay, but you've never wanted to be a woman, right, Heavy?
No, I've never wanted to be one. No, I'm a guy. I'm a dude. I like dudes.
Right.
I want to stay a dude.
He's a dude, man. He is a man's man.
Well,
look at that beard. I mean, why would he want to be a woman?
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's an amazing beard. I wish I could grow one.
But see, it's like when they say you choose to be gay. No, ever since as far back as I can remember, I knew I was special?
Mm-hmm.
You're like 4 or 5 years old.
Well, you are special.
Something is different here.
Right.
You know? So
Okay.
it's like saying, well, when did you choose to be straight? You know.
So
for some people, they don't realize they're gay, or something. Now, this I can't speak about, but I've seen it happen. Some guys in their 20s, 30s, 40s, something clicks, and they realize that, yeah, they are gay. And unfortunately, a lot of them are married and have kids.
Right, and their wife doesn't put out.
They can't fight it.
Right, yeah.
Either. Yeah. So it's so complicated and all that stuff.
So gay people, I have a completely different understanding for, because you loving a male is something it makes a little bit more sense to me. But you telling me that you are completely different of what I see. So like if you have boobs and a vagina and you look me in my face and you say, you know what, I feel like a man and I am a man. And then I kind of question that because I go, okay, this guy can sleep with this guy. And that makes perfect sense.
I can tell you why.
Gender.
Because
them,
Ricky,
you have to really talk to someone that is.
I've met 3 and they've all been pretty wacko.
You think like a male. I think like a male. He thinks like a male. Now just imagine yourself in a female body. Like you took your brain out, stuck it in a female body. You know how you'd be disconnected with your physical body. That's how they feel.
I would be.
Right now,
but that doesn't mean I change genders. I'd just be mentally unstable. But I couldn't change genders.
Hang on, but that just means that they're mentally they feel one way rather than another way, right? Now there is a
they identify one way,
right,
as opposed to their biological
sex. There's something out there called
androgen. Ricky, you keep talking about gender as if gender and sex are synonymous terms, and they actually kind of aren't.
Yeah, there's something called androgen.
What?
There's something called androgen insensitivity syndrome, and the people that have this. Women that look just like women. They have breasts, they have a vagina. The only difference is that they are genetically male.
Genetically male. And how?
Let me explain it.
What a pretentious.
Can you say the syndrome for me again so I can research that? What was it called?
They're called androgen insensitivity syndrome. And so they don't even know that they're not women until they usually hit puberty because they don't get their period. They can't have children, obviously, but they're phenotypically, from the outside, look just like a woman. Matter of fact, I think it was Scientific American or one of the news things that came out said that the most beautiful women would be somebody with this particular condition. They can be models. Some of them are models. They don't, and like I said, they have a Y chromosome that genetically they're male. If you want to use that as a criteria, which is not really what's considered to be male. Male is usually what deposits the sperm, but But
so what would you say if someone had the androgen sensitive, whatever it was called, syndrome,
ADS,
but they had female chromosomes and not male chromosomes, and they were still transgender, ADS?
Well, I mean,
so what would we say to that then? Because now this guy has guy chromosomes and he's a guy, but he thinks he's a female.
Well, yeah, that's a different story. That's a different thing. The guy, this insensitivity syndrome means that they were genetically a female, or genetically a male. They would have been born male, but the testosterone, their cells, their receptors couldn't absorb the testosterone, so their balls didn't drop. They didn't, produce all the things that a male would actually have. So they're phenotypically from the outside completely female. You were born female.
That would make I would agree with
You're not born female. You're conceived and then
you're
developing embryo starts off female. Right.
I'd agree with that, but what I'm saying is these people that don't have ADS that are transgender, I don't believe.
Yeah, I think it's
and I don't believe, and I also don't believe these people that tell me they're like 80, 90 genders. Yeah, the 500 genders.
No, I don't believe
let's say
I
wake up and I say, I am a pyro fox from the fire realm, or the woman who identifies as a cat and is on government disability. Like,
yeah, no.
Come on now, how far does it go?
I think the whole
Where's the line drawn?
The whole Bill Nye thing went to an extreme. I don't think there's 58 different things either, but there are known differences. There's just more than just. It's not binary. I think there are things that deal with a lot of mental states. I think that there's when you talk about gender, it's not just what your biology is. I think it's a physical aspect of it as well.
Oh, they're asking, can Steve turn his mic up? I don't know who Steve.
No, I can't. I'm Steve. But anyways, I actually gotta be ending this quite soon. FYI, Krillism is having a hangout on his Discord channel here soon. It's already live, but he's supposed to get some philosophers from his channel that has like 1,000 people that will be following or something, and he asked me to promote it for him, and I told him I would because he promotes my channel. So I'm going to be ending this soon. I'm going to put the link for his channel or for the his hangout
Yeah, go ahead and soft that.
in the live feed. I think we've been at this enough, anyways. So, if you guys want to like start heading over there, I want to thank everybody for watching. And I know this wasn't too much of an interesting topic today. I get that. I couldn't really think of anything, and I think it's been a slow week for everybody. So, it is what it is. Maybe like I said, next week we're probably going to have Holy Kool-Aid hopefully on, and also Atheist Woman to talk about their experiences with the Imagine No Religion rally in Canada. That should be really interesting, right? But anyways, but
not really, because it's Canada. So
yeah,
I think we need Ricky to kind of give a quick summation of what the hangout is about, because he kind of did that a little early. He said, "Well, this was a hangout about this, and he started listing all the different things.
Huh? Oh, I don't know if I believe this AIS thing fully.
No, that's not the initials. It's an insensitivity syndrome, but AIS, I think it's called. I don't even remember.
I just don't know.
Sam would know.
I'll have to look more into it, and I'll see if I'll buy it. But
I
might
Sam
not buy it.
People have said that Jamie Lee Curtis suffers from it. It's not
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah, that she's actually genetically. I don't know if that's true or not, but who knows?
Now, you said something about it went from politics to age of consent to this. That's what the hangout was about, or something. You kind of listed different subjects real quick, one after the other.
Well, let's start off with the Ronnies.
They start off with the Ronnies.
Yeah,
that was the best part of the hangout. That got porn bomb. So I have to like clip that part out.
The porn bomb just threw it all off the rails.
Right. Yeah, but I like the Ronnies. We came up with a lot of good categories. That was fun. We'll be implementing those, and we'll be getting awards. And I'm going to have people actually presenting these things. I'm going to try to. I just tweeted something to PZ Myers last night. It was actually on Gail Gadot and Maxine Waters, but whatever. He was.
Oh my, yeah, Maxine Waters.
Yeah, he compared Wonder Woman to Maxine Waters. I was like, PZ, really? Gail Gadot?
That's
and Maxine?
Disrespectful.
And but he took it the wrong way, and not in a bad way, but he took it as Maxine Waters is more powerful or something. And I'm like, no.
She belongs in a psych ward.
I wanted to be like, no, Gail Gadot is hot, but I know PZ Myers is a feminist, so I didn't want to like irritate him because. Whatever. But anyways, maybe he'll present the award. He came in.
Well, feminists always get triggered, so you got to be very careful with him.
Well, he came into my 1,000 subscriber panel. He's been on again. PZ Myers. He's a biologist. He's an embryologist, a famous one. He's like been built big in the feminist movement with Thunderfoot.
Mm.
But I'm gonna get.
And he's a man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
But I'm gonna get a bunch of names together for the Ronnies to present the awards, and then we'll have a production. But with that, I'm going to stop this hangout. The link to watch the Discord with Crealism and whatever guest he has coming up here, we put in the live chat. I'm doing it right now. And with that, I will bid you guys a good night.